This is the Sounds Real show, and I'm Jason.
And I'm Jack.
And on today's show, we're going to talk about Premutos on the release to Cheeze. So, we recently saw this movie, and like the other show before, this was good. This was good.
This one was fun. This was
fun,
a lot of fun. I really did enjoy Premutos or Premutos or
Premutos?
I don't know how to pronounce that. Premutos.
So, the movie is directed by Olaf Ittenbach. If you're familiar with some of his stuff, he did Burning Moon, and that was like a grindhouse classic back in the day. It started the whole wave of extreme horror.
It was one of the scary movies, right? Well, not scary, but
It was really intense. A lot of gore.
A lot of gore.
It just pushed
It was a nasty.
the quotient.
Right? Video nasty?
I think it was actually. I'm not sure, but that was like a later video nasty.
Okay.
But like unofficial, because Burning Moon was like late 80s, I believe, or maybe even 90s, early 90s. So.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so let's jump into Premutos.
You want to talk about the plot?
First of all, I had this movie a long time ago, but it was dubbed, and I liked it, but it was just lacking so much. The translation was lost. It was like this really cheesy dubbing, horrible to the point where I just didn't enjoy it at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was just atrocious dubbing, and they were just saying unbelievably stupid things that weren't just not even funny. You know, it's just so. But I like the storyline. I like everything about it. It's just the dubbing was just horrible. So it was recently released, I believe, last year, remastered, all the bells and whistles, and it was the extended director's cut.
Yes.
So this clocks in about almost 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a little long.
Now trust me, guys. I know 2 hours. You're like, oh, okay. It's not even a Batman movie or anything like that, but it goes really quick. I mean,
it does.
Yeah, it takes off from beginning to end, and believe it or not, you're already at the last 40 minutes of intense action.
Mm-hmm.
So Premutos is like this. What is he? He's a fallen angel.
He's like some kind of demon.
Yeah, he's a fallen angel
that
was never in the history books, guys.
Yes.
This was a different fallen angel.
And he amasses these armies of the dead or undead or whatever. And he
comes about every
100
centuries.
I don't know.
Genghis Kong and all this stuff was
there's a lot of backstory.
Attributed to,
there's a lot of backstory to
so just give you a lot of backstory in the beginning, and there's just little cheesy drawings and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny. And
this is a comedy horror. So it's kind of in the vein of
very tongue-in-cheek
of early Peter Jackson films like Dead Alive and Bad Taste.
Yes.
And it has the same amount of gore. So,
and the gore effects are really good, actually.
No, they're very good. They're actually good.
I was impressed. For given the budget, you could tell the budget, but given the budget that they had to deal with, they put out a good product. There's no CGIs.
Yeah, this is all practical effects.
All practical effects, animatronics. I mean, you name it.
And there's some silliness in this movie. I mean, this is a fun movie. So, this type of movie you want to see with your friends.
Yes, you gotta see it.
Have some beers and
don't take it too seriously.
Don't take it serious at all.
At all. Don't judge it for the stupid plot and all this stuff.
Yeah, the plot's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
But the way they managed to put all this together and make it look good and sound good.
Yeah,
thumbs up for that. And
lots of gore. If you're into gore, you're into that old school practical effects. Like I said, no CGI here. It's a fun movie. It really is a fun movie. It's a big old splatter fest, basically.
So it starts off giving you a little history, a little background about Premutos, and that he's a fallen angel before Lucifer, and it kind of gives you a little. It shows you visually some of the points in history,
the historical events.
Yes. Gives you dates and all stuff like that. And then it goes into the modern times, which back then it was in the 90s. So it takes place in the 90s, and it showcases a family and there's a young kid in the family that's
That I guess it's the reincarnation of
yeah. Well,
Premutos, or
he gets chosen. He's the chosen one.
chosen one, or he is actually Premutos, and becomes aware. I don't know, who knows? But
Yeah.
he becomes aware of his mission,
And
whatever.
so he's kind of he's not the manly type that his father wants him to be. His father
No,
wants him
yeah.
to join the army and stuff, and he wants to play football. I mean, soccer.
Soccer.
Well, actually, yeah, football.
It is football.
So, and he's just not that type of guy. So, and it's kind of funny how they show his manliness, his masculinity,
Masculinity, yeah.
and it's just they poke fun at it, and then it just goes bonkers, man. You know, they have this party. The family invites some old friends,
Which, yeah,
and
it's like it's just the excuse to get a bunch of people in a room to be
Yes.
attacked by the undead, basically.
and while all this is happening, the son's in the room and he's going through some type of transformation. He's being taken over by Premutos, and he goes through physical transformation,
yeah,
and he starts to summon, the dead, his legion of the
his
dead.
legion of the undead.
Yes. And they hit the pub first, which is funny. The undead hits a local pub, and they start killing the patrons of the pub first. And so they attack the house, and from there, it's just they go into the farmhouse.
Yeah, and
Okay,
at that point,
I'll let you guys watch it, but I'm gonna just fast forward to the farmhouse.
yeah. Well, we're not
And-
gonna talk too much about the farmhouse because I don't think we want to spoil it too much.
Oh
but-
no, I do. I do.
No, I don't want
I
you
do.
to.
I mean-
because oh no, we shouldn't spoil it.
You got
for anyone.
everything from
Oh, yeah, you got grenades and swords and
endless
Yeah.
amount of ammunition.
oh yes, yes.
Different ways they're
The
being killed,
the magazines are never
eviscerated.
yeah,
I mean, it's just
you got a tank.
you got it. That's what I was
Yeah,
going at.
I know. I
Tank
spoiled-
guys,
and I
just when you
spoiled
thought it was dull,
yeah, there's a tank in this movie.
there's a tank. What movie has a tank? That just comes out of nowhere. I mean, besides Dead Snow, but that dealt with the German army. But that's a different story.
Anyway,
But I mean, wow.
Yeah,
at first he was like, "All right, I see
Yeah.
your extreme horror.
Well-
Let's give it."
well, I think what turned me off a little bit about is that some of these flashbacks or some of these little things that they do, like there's a sex scene in there that was like, what's the point? But I get it, it just kind of dragged the movie a little bit for me at the beginning. Not in the beginning, in the middle, maybe in the middle. But once it starts going, but it does. I mean, there's like all these little things that happen and a lot of gore still, even at the beginning. And once again, you cannot take this movie serious. It is a comedy, a horror comedy, but it's solid. You're gonna have a good time watching it. Not like our Francesca, So
I liked
Yes.
it. It did take place in the later part of the 90s, but it still had a grainy feel.
yeah, it's very grindhouse, I guess.
Yes, it does.
Very low budget.
It looks like it came out late 80s.
yeah.
If you look at it on the surface, you think, "Oh, it's late." Even the way they dress and style.
But there are some great visual effects. I don't, so,
the transformation scene, guys. That is awesome. He's on the couch and just things are coming out of
You
him.
gotta watch some of his stuff, yeah. But there's some really good like decapitation scenes and I don't know. It's just a fun movie. You got to watch it with some friends and have a few brewskis maybe. And
Yes,
and,
definitely.
yeah,
Definitely a crowd pleaser. If anything, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Make fun of it. That's fine. But it's entertaining. Cheesy,
entertaining,
home
and
entertainment.
absolutely.
And, you can't go wrong with Premutos. Even if it's at 2 hours long. It's just-
Premutos. Yeah.
I'd watch it again.
Yep.
And so I just want to say, if you find it on streaming, check it out.
Where did you get it?
I got it off online. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I got it actually from a distributor. They had a sale actually, and so I got it at a very fair price. And I've been wanting it, and it's in the original language, German.
Yes.
So there are subtitles, I don't believe it has the dub version on this one.
I have no idea.
So, I mean, I know some people don't like to read subtitles, but
But
you
you recommend this as
recommend it. Even if you don't catch all the subtitles, you still know the gist of the story.
Yeah,
You're not gonna miss much.
You're not gonna miss much.
You know, and like he said, it was like a throwback. It was kind of paying homage to Peter Jackson's Dead Alive.
Dead Alive.
Even go back as far as Bad Taste.
Yes.
That's a really good movie too, from Peter Jackson. So, if you're familiar with those films, check it out. Definitely check it out. So, Sounds Real gives it thumbs up on this one.
2 thumbs up.
And so, in conclusion, we'll definitely have some more movies. We'll try to branch out. Not always horror. We could do. I personally want to do. My favorite is like the martial arts movies from the 90s.
Yeah.
I know he's like.
We do some Sonny Chiba.
They're
films.
cheesy. But comedies, anything, if you want to drop us a line, say, hey, why don't you review this?
We'll watch it.
We'll try to find it, and we'll try to look for it and review it.
If we don't have it already, so.
Yeah. So, like always, go ahead and press like.
Real quick.
Yes. Yes. We got a question.
Real quick, you can hit us up if you have any questions. Like as far as you want to recommend any films, hit us up on our YouTube channel, on our comment section, or even on Instagram. Or you can even email us at soundsreal, which is soundzreel915@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and we'll answer your questions, and we'll look for that movie, whatever you're recommending.
So like always, press like, share, and subscribe, guys.